Well, this was a video that I was hoping not to make today. That I guess I'm gonna have two videos out today on this channel. But yeah, so the Pittsburgh Steelers have just announced that Mitchell Trubisky will be starting Saturday's preseason opener against the Seahawks. And I gotta say, if I'm being honest, I am not really surprised. I'm, I guess, a tad bit disappointed. Because I really want to watch Kenny Pickett play. I'm not a huge Pitt fan, like a lot of other Steelers fans that I know are, but I really wanted to see Mitch Trubisky, or not Mitch Trubisky. I really want to see Kenny Pickett play. Play. I don't really want to watch him be as good as I think he could be. I think the Steelers made a good move, taking him number 20 overall this season. But I understand it. You want a person or a player with veteran presence in, and even though Trubisky doesn't have the best record as a starter, pulling out Mitch's stats, they're not like the worst. I think that most of this has to do with Matt Nagy's coaching, more than it does with Mitch Trubisky as a player. He was the former number 2 overall pick, and I understand that that's a little bit disappointing. And, he was a backup for Josh Allen, and I think that that might actually help him. I'm really hoping it does. But if we take a look, he had in 2020, which is a down year where the Bears made the playoffs at 8-8. He had a 67% completion percentage, which isn't great. 2,055 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. I don't think, or I'm hoping, I should say more accurately, I'm hoping that he doesn't do that bad this year. I doubt he will, because I think that the Bears receiving core in 2018 was a little bit worse, or 2020 was, I should say, was a little bit worse than the Steelers receiving core is. But I'm also very high on the Steelers receiving core, even though I mean I'm probably because I'm a Steelers fan. But anyways, I don't know. I feel like if we're gonna act like Mitch Trubisky is the worst quarterback to ever play the game of football, we need to look at who he had as a head coach, who is one of the worst head coaches. And all I'm seeing on Twitter are just huge reactions or overreactions and people just complaining about it. And I feel like this is more accurately going to be something that is actually not that bad. That being said, I will be watching the Steelers game, or I will be attempting to, and I will be saying how like recording a video talking about how I think he played. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this because this announcement just was announced a little bit ago, and I think that Mike Tomlin is making the right choice. I agree with him. He is the NFL head coach here. He understands a little bit more than I do, obviously, because I'm just watching from the back. But I feel like looking at these stats, it's not other than 2021, because 2021 doesn't count. So 67% completion percentage, not great. 66.6% completion percentage, also not great. I don't know. I feel like Mitch Trubisky is maybe not underrated, because I don't know if that's the right word to give him, because he had a bad head coach who didn't develop him properly. But I just want to say I'm confident that Mitch Trubisky will be doing pretty well this season, or at least I hope so. And even if he ends up being a second string quarterback, uh, I I don't know. I just want to see him succeed. So that being said, I want to make one more like a question before I move on. I just want to take a look. Okay, so I have one more concern with the Steelers that I don't think a lot of other people that are Steelers fans have. And I just would like to say I do not understand why Mason Rudolph is still on the team. For anyone who hasn't followed me or hasn't been paying attention to me or anything like that, if you're new here, I think Mason Rudolph is one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play the game of football. So let's just be fair here. In 2021, he had 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think that was in a game where the backups played. I don't remember. 2020, he had 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 58% completion percentage. That's whatever. But he started in 2019. Right, sorry. Anyways, so I just want to be fair here. Look at these stats, bro. 2019, he started 10 games, played in 8, had 13 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 62% completion percentage. He was drafted in 2018, and I mean that's fine, I guess. And it wasn't really expected, but I look, dude, look at these stats. Why is he here? Why do we have two rookies on the roster with the unsigned rookie of Chris Aluakun, or Alodakun, sorry, and Kenny Pickett? And I get it. Chris Alodakun played, I believe it was at, he played at a small school. Okay, that's the entire point. He isn't expected to be a starter. He's not expected to play at all. Whatever. But why do we have four QBs on the roster still? I do not expect Mason Rudolph to be on the team, but putting him at player number 2 for me is just compared to Kenny Pickett, who was a first round pick this year, and then an undrafted free agent in Chris Alodakun. I do not understand why the Steelers are doing this. It does not make any sense to me. Okay, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I just realized what this means. He was a 22 overall pick in 7th round. But the point still stands. We have two players, or two rookie quarterbacks. Why do we still have him? Like, in my mind, I think Duck Hodges, who also wasn't good. He was an undrafted free agent who played when Ben was hurt. He played good too, decently too. Yes, he has more interceptions than touchdowns. Yes, he has a low completion percentage, and yes, he has a low yards and only 1,000 in, I think, 6 games was what I looked up. But even watching that Bills game, that Bills defense was really good that year. I don't know. I wanted to talk about this for a minute because it was announced that Mitch Trubisky is the starter, and I'm excited, but the overreactions at the end of the day on Twitter that's it. They're just overreactions, and I think that acting like this is going to be the end of the Steelers is just crazy. And yeah, that's about all I got. Thanks, guys.